Okay, thanks, Ash. We're finally here with my man Tyler Gibson. If you guys don't know who Tyler Gibson is, he's one of the best soccer players that I've trained in the Woodgym the last 28 years. He's professional. He played overseas, and now he played with Cincinnati, now he's with Indianapolis. But he's a local kid that came out of Catholic high school. Hi, Tyler. How are you, buddy? You're finally doing it.
Yeah. We've been talking about it for a while.
I know it. I know we don't have much time. You're in and out in the holidays and then go back to where? Where do you go now?
Going back to Cincinnati for a few weeks to train with some guys up there before I head over to Indy for preseason. So the reporting date will be around January 25th.
When does the season start?
So it moves up every year a little bit. So the first games this year will start March 9th. So preseason from January 25th to leading up to the week of March 9th, and then games will start.
And why didn't I get an invite to go watch you play in Cincy? Did you get hurt this year?
Yes, yeah. So I broke my leg and tore some ligaments in my ankle. Third week of preseason. So I was out for about 6 months, and then started coming back. Got my first game in July, and then I started playing towards the end of the season. But I know you're really busy in here, 7 days a week. So
yeah, but that was my best shot to come watch you, because you're either going to Indianapolis or back overseas, right?
Yeah.
All right, so take me through. I like for my guys to take me through the maturation phase of how you got to where you are now as a professional, like from high school to college. And when did we start training?
So, I mean, I grew up ever since age 4. I was playing soccer. And then through elementary school, middle school, I did like cross country, baseball, basketball with some of my friends. But in 8th grade, I had to make the decision to go strictly soccer. And
why? Just because all the intense traveling and because the whole decision of, I would say like my big time guys, the Penningtons, the Heltons, they all played multi-sports. Even Harrison in high schools, Harrison Smith with the Vikings, they all played. Pennington with the Jets, Helton with the Rockies. They all played double sports or even 3 sports. And everybody's gotten so singular in one sport. Is it because you do so much traveling, or could you still played or ran cross country?
Cross country, I really didn't want to continue, but
that's such a fun sport.
Yeah. Without the ball, running is not very fun.
It's fun to watch somebody for 3 seconds go by.
Yeah, go by, woo! But no. So in 8th grade, basketball, I was going to continue playing, and then I had the meeting with the coach, and he's like, "We have trainings 5 days a week, and then games and everything." And I went in the meeting. I was like, "Look, I can't. There's no chance I'm going to be able to make every single practice." And he's like, "Well, if you miss 2 practices, then you're off the team." I was like, "Well, I'm going to be off the team in the first week, so I guess I can't play." So that was he kind of made the decision for me with that. My other friends weren't too happy about that, but it seemed to be the right move. Of course I missed playing it, but I knew soccer was what I was passionate about and everything. So
you had a big time career in high school, or were you the guy that was hidden, like the hidden gem, or were you the all-star, all-state type guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had a very good high school career. I mean, for soccer, high school isn't necessarily that big. We had a very good team at Catholic, just because we had good players and a good coach. So
did you train with me in high school?
So I first came to you my senior year in high school.
Okay. All right.
I knew, because I went to the same as Harrison, so I knew that he was going to, and some of the other guys in my class were coming to you, but I was always one of the smallest guys, so and I never really got into weightlifting or any really strength training until probably senior year. And then I actually had a sports hernia, and I went over to Germany to get surgery done.
That's right. You were that guy. I forgot. And I remember you saying when you finally, how old are you now? 27?
27.
You're 27. I remember you when you got back from your first overseas experiences. I think you were probably one of the only soccer players that's ever come to me and said, hey, I got to get bigger and stronger. These guys are, hitting me pretty hard. And it's always like foot quickness, first step, endurance, mid speed, or lateral quickness. Everybody's looking for that. And you were the first guy that said, hey, I need to hit some iron.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause like I said, I was always one of the smallest players, growing up. If freshman year in high school, I think I was probably like 97 pounds and like 5'3", 5'4". So I was tiny, didn't start growing, until like junior year in high school, and by growing it wasn't that significant. I mean, I'm like 5'9" and 150 now, but like I think you see it especially in soccer, because you'll see some guys hit their growth spurts early, and then they focus, or then their strengths are their speed, how much stronger, faster than they are than everybody, and then when everybody catches up, then the playing field equals, and then it's all right, who's more technical, who understands the game more. And so I think that really helped me, and I know a lot of other smaller players who, when you're smaller, you have to rely on other aspects of the game. So like technique and your how good you are with the ball at your feet, and your awareness of the game, because you can see I know the other sports, American sports and stuff, are very physical attributes and everything, like speed and quickness and everything is very important in soccer, but understanding the game and moving and like your positioning and moving with the game can make you seem a lot faster than you actually are. So those things I think helped me develop my game at that early age, because I had to rely on that to be able to play against all these bigger, stronger guys before I even started growing. So I think
that comes
really
up
helped.
to the point, what's the size of an average pro soccer player? Because I can tell you the size of the other sports.
Yeah, it's all over. Like some of the best teams in Europe, you have guys smaller than me, that are some of the best players in the world.
What's the biggest guy? Like what would the size be? Like you got Messi, and then you got the Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
What are their sizes?
Ronaldo's a big guy.
He's pretty
strong,
muscular and big,
he's a big guy compared to Messi. Yeah,
right.
Messi's shorter, but he's stocky. So it's very tough. You can't get the ball off of him just because he's so good with the ball.
Who do you like better?
I'm a Messi fan, but I like both of them. But
right.
There's always a huge debate over who's better.
Yeah.
Just like
one
LeBron
came up totally different.
Yeah.
And the Messi story, Ashlyn actually turned me onto that story about a year ago, and I was like, wow, his story's kick ass.
Yeah, but so is Ronaldo's. You should watch that one as well, because he just works.
He does.
He works very hard, and people don't see that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like a documentary?
He has some documentaries and stuff.
Cool.
But
Send me some of those links, because the only thing I saw was a little short thing of Messi.
Yeah.
Nothing big. Hey, make sure, Ash, we get a picture like we do for all the guys, all right?
But yeah, his story is amazing. He works so hard every day. It's incredible, his work ethic and everything.
So who's bigger out of the two?
As in size?
Yeah.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Yeah. What's his height?
I think at least 6 foot. He's at least 6 foot.
And that what I'm trying to get at is that a big soccer player?
That could be around average.
Okay.
But it also depends on positions and everything.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was going to.
It's all. That's why I love it, because there's so many different types of players.
Okay.
In the position that you play, there's even different types of players in each of those positions.
Okay.
Normally center backs will be bigger players that will win headers in the air and challenge against the strikers. But then you'll also have Barcelona, Mascherano was one of the smallest players and everything.
All right, let me ask you a great question. It's out there all the time. Does size matter?
I think it's just how you use the size.
I'm seriously, do you have the smallest guy, the biggest guy, or size doesn't matter? It's how, I would say it's how you use it. I would think that's what you do all the time, right?
Absolutely.
That's, that falls true for almost anything. But you're smallest guy, big guy. It's all about maneuvering the ball. I mean, you're talking to a lot of people that I would say the average listener doesn't know much about it, even though they said, soccer is going to take over USA football. And I had people come to me 10 years ago and say, you better switch your training to train more soccer guys because football is going to be. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. Everybody's like, oh, the NFL ratings are down and MLS. But, I understand we eat a lot of Mexican and you go to the TVs, everything's on soccer. We get that. And then you have the World Cups and all that. And that's pretty exciting with the energy, but what's bigger? The overseas stuff is bigger than even the pro stuff here, right? So it's actually reversed for soccer than football, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's growing a lot in the States, and like there's more like TV time, and younger kids I feel like are growing up watching it and playing it. And I mean, like I said, like even if you don't grow up playing soccer or go to like that's your main sport, I feel like it's very good to play like at a young age, just getting like endurance, your footwork and everything.
Right.
It can translate to other sports as well. But yeah, I think over in Europe that's like everybody watches it, everybody grows up playing it. Like it's
so like the MLS
so
guys, I think when the World Cup was on, the United States pro soccer was still playing, and those guys weren't even on like the United States team or something.
The U.S. didn't make the World Cup this year,
right? So
or the past one,
right? So are the best United States soccer players playing in the American pro leagues or overseas?
So I think things are starting to change. I mean, probably one of the best players that we have in the U.S. just signed with Chelsea. So he's a younger guy. He was playing in Dortmund in Germany, and now he just signed with Chelsea. So that's huge. So like a lot of the players are playing overseas, but then you still have several of the guys still playing in the MLS and other leagues. So I think it's about split, but I think he's one of the best players we have.
I mean, here's a question off the cuff, but like a David Beckham, is he really good or just really marketable?
Both.
He
had a very, very good career.
Yeah. And what's his size?
He's probably 6'1", 6'2".
So he's that tall?
He's a good size.
Yeah. And did he have to retire? Or he just chose to retire? Was his skills dwindling?
No, his skills, they don't really dwindle. It's just more his like
passion,
mobility and everything.
Yeah.
Just getting older and everything.
Right.
So
maybe not had the head for it anymore.
Wanted to get into something else. Like I think he's starting a team in Miami and everything.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, that's been the plan. We're still waiting to hear everything.
Ooh, that'd be good if you went there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
That would be nice. All right, so let's talk about the mental approach to soccer. Like, what would be the difference? I always refer back to a Harrison or a Helton or a Pennington. Those are my guys. But, like, I'd say you're my guy in soccer. But what would be the difference? Because Harrison has to go and collide, and he has to cover, and Pennington has to see, 8 billion things on the field, and then Helton has to face a ball. And what would you think your mental approach to soccer, how is that different than the other sports, or is it different?
I think it's very similar, but it has its differences for sure. Because, I mean, the game's different. You have to, like, the positions are completely different. So, like, in my position, I play center mid, and it's a lot of ground covering. Like, it's the courage to get on the ball. So, like, a lot of people think there's two different types of, like, courage. There's, like, courage to win tackles, win your battles, win your 50-50 like battles, stuff like that. And then there's also courage to get on the ball when it's tight, when they're pressuring high. Like, do you have, because a lot of some players will go and hide. They don't want the ball, So
no, this is cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So you know those type of players.
Yeah.
So the word courage is huge.
Yeah. So like a lot of people would think like you think of it as like getting stuck in like and battling, which is very important. That's one side of it, but then. Like it transitions so fast. Like I feel like in the other sports, maybe you have you're on defense or you're on offense, and I mean basketball is different because it transitions. But like football, like I feel like you're in that mindset right away. Unless you get an interception or something, then it changes. But like in soccer, it transitions right away back and forth, and you have to be able to switch on and off. Like to go from, okay, I won my tackle, now can I calm down and find a pass?
What do you mean won your tackle?
Like intercept a pass, or if somebody has the ball, take it from them.
Got it.
So
like, you're offense, defense, all
correct.
the time, and you're saying it's not the same as basketball, but kind of.
Yeah, it is.
Or is it switched that quick?
It switches quick, and there's a lot more numbers around you. So like when you win the ball back, like instead of having 5 guys around, like they're defensive players, you'll have 10 other guys surrounding you. So it's like, can you switch over fast enough from like when you win the ball back, can you be calm and make a good decision and find one of your teammates, or find a good decision to get an outlet instead of giving the ball back right away? It's like those little details. Or like when you're trying to build up through the team, like, are you scared to get the ball into tight spaces, or do you have the courage to find the ball and still want to get on the ball and play?
I got you. So everybody at some point is the quarterback, right? Or the point guard for basketball. So everybody who has the ball is in charge and in command, has to, I guess, the vision and the smarts of the game. So everybody is, would you say everybody has the same skills?
No. It's so like the different positions. So like your center backs are normally like the defenders, and then when they win the ball, they play simple. The fullbacks have to be able to get forward all like the full width of the field, like forward, up and back, and like get up, make crosses, be able to connect in the middle. The center mids have to cover the whole field, offense and defense, get on the ball, connect to everybody. Normally your wingers are good at taking people on, dribbling, past people, and then strikers are good at either holding it up, laying it off to people and connecting, or getting in the box and scoring. So there's a lot of different aspects and different types of players. So like some coaches have to know what they want in their team and how to use different players and everything.
So, okay, so now you've been pro 3 years?
5 years.
5 years? Wow, it flies. And you went all 4 years at UNC Charlotte, right?
Yes,
like
4.5. I redshirted
Okay.
my first year.
So you're done.
Yes.
Is that a big soccer school or?
Yeah, it's so my sophomore year we made it to the national championship and played against Chapel Hill. We lost, but that was first time the school history we've ever been to the national championship. So that was an incredible experience and everything.
Is it a new program or no? It's been around?
No, it's been around for a while.
Right. And you knew that you wanted to. I mean, how did you know? Because soccer to me is different than like the MLB and NFL and NBA is. How did you know, man, I could take it to the next level of playing professionally, doing this for a living?
Honestly, ever since I was like 11 years old, I knew that.
That's what you're going to do?
I knew that's what I was going to do.
Typical Woodgym person.
Yeah.
Typical Woodgym person, yeah.
And I'm the kind of person, like, I mean, of course, I was one of the smallest people my entire life, and I love when people tell me I can't do something, because I'm going to prove them wrong. Like, I had coaches that said, like, oh, you guys need to focus on your schoolwork because you're never going to, like, the likelihood of you becoming professional as the sport is so low. And I was like, okay, I'm going to show you wrong, you know? And so I just had the mindset, I'm going to grind it out. Like, whatever it takes, I'm going to make it happen, because, I mean, I sacrificed a lot, like, soccer was everything. Like, I stayed away from a lot of things just to, if it wasn't going to make me better at my sport. So that was my mentality. So your girlfriend was
soccer, it sounds like it.
Yes.
I mean, because to be honest, ever since I've known you, I mean, you've had like some friends, but you've never.
Yeah, I've had one girlfriend in college.
You've never missed a workout.
No.
Because, hey, I'm away here this weekend, or I'm going on a trip for a week. It's Tyler Gibson. Here comes Gibby. He's coming in to train. Like, I see you as such a singular guy going after it.
Yeah. No, that's what I want. That's what I've wanted. And like, I know.
So when you go out on dates, is that how, like, you say it is you already tell everybody I'm in a relationship, and they're like, "Wow, with who?" And you're like, "My soccer ball."
Yeah, they find out quick.
Yeah, I mean, I've known you a while. We go to lunch and stuff. You seem like a pretty upfront, honest guy. Of like, this is what I could offer you, because most people want the one word attention and a lot of it, and your attention and focus is all training with soccer. I mean, that's how I see you. Like some people you don't see that way, but I see you as defined as give me the soccer player. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your hardest challenge you've had to face in your career so far? Would you say injuries?
Injuries were definitely one of them, but it was the path to become professional. Like it wasn't just clear cut. It was a grind for the first year trying to make it professionally. So like from college, I had a very good college career. Thought I was going to get drafted. There was projections of like second round. I went to the MLS Combine draft.
Did you bring a kid in here?
Yeah,
that went to Memphis or something, right?
And he got drafted.
Yeah, you said man, he's pretty good. Yeah. And is he still playing?
No, he had too many knee surgeries and had to retire.
Did he take the off-season training like you do?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think
because you're pretty intense. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Everybody that meets you each off-season in here, the number one thing, like even today, I was 22 people on the floor rock and rolling, and a couple of business guys that train early on Saturday mornings are like, I really like that kid. And I'm like, oh, that kid? And they're like, no, that kid? No, that kid? No. And I'm like, oh, that kid? And they're like, yeah, that guy. I'm like, well, he's pretty special. That's Gibson, the pro soccer guy. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because you just go through your actions, and people are like, oh, he has a different walk in here than some of the guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's kind of what I just get on with the work and do the best I can, and then.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how did you push through what you were doing, like when you said it was frustrated? So let's take that question. Like, how did you push through when you went to the MLS Combine and didn't get drafted? You're like, hey, maybe I might get a job?
So, no, I was like, I'm going to figure this out. And that's what like, even with when I had the sports hernia and everything, like, the way they fix it here in the States is like a big time surgery. They put a mesh in, you're out for 6 months, all this stuff. And I was like, no, there has to be a better way. So like I did a bunch of research.
I remember talking to your mom because I thought I was on my 4th hernia. Yeah. Because I couldn't do lunges right. I couldn't do some stuff right. And she was like, I wouldn't mess with anything here. We went to Germany. And then I think you guys consulted, or Harrison consulted somebody in Philadelphia that was really good.
Yeah, there's a few guys.
How in the hell I remember that from years ago? I have no clue.
There is one guy in Philadelphia I think is very renowned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just did a bunch of research, found this lady, this surgeon in Germany. She was actually coming over to New Jersey to look at some patients. It was my spring break. I flew up there, saw her. She told me right away. Got in, flew over in the summer.
But that's what separated you too. And I think that's when I thought, man, he has this it factor, is like, you're just not going to TOC or KOC. I thought it was unique about you. You're like, oh yeah, I'm going to Germany and I did this. And then I think you were the first person to come through here. When you traveled, you wore these compression sleeve socks that went all the way up, right? Is that, again, I don't know how I'm remembering this, but it's like, man, this guy takes his body at a different level than most pros I work with. It's like, I'm not, again, I think that's why you're in the Woodgym. It's unorthodox, it's uncommon, it's not like anything else, and then all of a sudden you're going outside the States to get a sports hernia.
Yeah. And I got it one day, had one side done, the next day I had the other side done, was able to walk around after. I was back playing within 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
So like no mesh, no nothing. It was definitely worth it. And like from college, I from the combine, I didn't get drafted. So then I was like, all right, what am I going to do now? So I actually reached out to that friend he was watching the draft with me. He knew a friend in Germany. So I went over there, did trials for over a month, And the January window, like that window is harder than the summer window, because that's in their middle of the season is the January window. And so it's tougher, and in soccer, like, it's timing and, like, do they need your position? And you're a foreigner, so that they may not take a risk on you, you know? So it's definitely tougher to get in over there. Because, I mean, I've been on over 10 trials or something before I first got my first contract. So you have to be able to take a no and be like, okay, no problem, and move on to the next. Because it's not that you're not good enough. Well, most of the time it's not that you're not good enough, but they just don't need your position right now, or that you're not going to fit into their system. So you just have to have that mentality to grind it out. And I know several guys aren't willing to do that. And so, but I was like, I'm going to make this happen one way or the other, however long it takes.
So you think it's like timing also, of like being in the right place at the right time?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely part of it for sure. But it's just like having that mental grind because some people go straight there, but I've enjoyed my path where it's made me a lot stronger.
The struggle.
Yeah. The mental mindset of grinding it out to get where I am has been amazing, and I'll never take it for granted.
I mean, that's why you work so hard, you know, what we see. All right, so tell me about the best play you've had in a game.
So I think when I was playing in San Francisco, and we won the league in San Francisco, which was amazing. It was our first year, and we won. Is
that your first year? So, okay, remember that question, but like, did you go...
Okay, yeah. So
I was your path. Yeah. Like,
so I was.
You're saying San Francisco, and I never knew you played in San Francisco.
Yeah. So I was in Germany for about a year after college. Came back, went to San Antonio, played there for a year. After that, went to Oklahoma City. After that, the next year I went to San Francisco. Then I came to Cincinnati the next year, and then now this coming season I'm going to Indianapolis. So my path has not been a very traditional one at all. Like, the way things have happened, teams have folded, all this stuff, and it's been a crazy ride, and moving around every year. But
and do we have an MLS team in Nashville?
They will be one the following year. And
that's not even your goal, right? I mean, is your goal to go back overseas?
Yeah, so I mean, I do want to play MLS, but my goal has always been to play at the highest level overseas, because I know I can, and I feel like my game really fits their game over there. It's a little different than here, but
okay.
Yeah, that's always been my goal. And
all right, so that's your path. That's where you are now. Now you're going to Indianapolis.
Correct.
All right,
yeah.
So bring me back to your best play.
Yeah, so in San Francisco, it was the semifinals. And it was about the 38th minute or so, and the first half, and the ball came bouncing out to the top of the box, and I hit it really well, and it went in. So that was the game winner for the game that put us into the finals. So that was definitely the best goal I've ever scored. So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you know. Nobody knows a lot of that because you're one of the most humble guys. Another Woodgym characteristic of the best. You know, I haven't asked yet. I know you gave me a kick-ass picture that's up on the wall, and it's awesome looking. But Cincinnati jersey, is that coming my way or no?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be cool. I think that might be your third jersey on the wall. I got to watch it. People are going to think we got something.
I think the fourth. That'll be the fourth.
That'll be the fourth jersey on the wall? Yeah, why not? I mean, you know. It's easy to show how I show favoritism to the guys I love that much. All right, Gibby, man, I appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
I really
awesome.
like it. It was cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me out.
Hey, thanks for doing it. I know you're cut for time and you're out, tomorrow?
Monday.
Monday, and then you get back for a minute, then you're gone.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure I get you those tickets.
Yeah,
all
sounds
right.
good.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.